Civil rights activist Brebner Changala has issued a stark warning about the implications of the ruling United Party for National Development's actions toward the opposition Patriotic Front, PF, asserting that dismantling the PF amounts to dismantling Zambia's democratic framework. In a strongly worded statement, Changala emphasized that the erosion of PF is not merely the weakening of a political party, but a direct assault on the country's multi-party system, which has been a cornerstone of Zambia's post-independence governance. His remarks come amid growing concerns that the UPND government is systematically undermining opposition structures through legal maneuvers, internal destabilization, and strategic co-optation of PF members. Changala's critique is rooted in the broader context of Zambia's democratic evolution, where multi-party politics emerged as a safeguard against authoritarianism and one-party dominance. The PF, despite its controversial tenure in power, remains a significant political force with deep grassroots support and institutional memory. Its dismantling, therefore, raises alarms not only about political balance, but also about the integrity of democratic institutions. Changala argues that the UPND's approach reflects a dangerous trend of consolidating power by eliminating dissent, a tactic that risks transforming Zambia's political landscape into a de facto one-party state. The activist further accused the UPND of orchestrating internal chaos within PF by allegedly installing loyalists in key positions, thereby creating a facade of legitimacy while eroding the party's autonomy. This strategy, he claims, is designed to fracture PF's leadership and confuse the electorate, ultimately rendering the opposition ineffective. Such tactics, if proven, would represent a serious breach of democratic norms and a manipulation of political processes for partisan gain. Changala's concerns echo those of other observers who have noted the increase in use of state institutions to target opposition figures, including selective prosecutions and media narratives that delegitimize dissenting voices. From a legal standpoint, the dismantling of PF raises questions about the role of the judiciary and electoral bodies in safeguarding political pluralism. Changala insists that these institutions must remain neutral and vigilant, resisting pressure to serve partisan interests. He warns that the erosion of institutional independence will not only compromise the upcoming electoral cycles, but also damage public trust in governance. The activist calls on civil society, the media, and international partners to scrutinize the UPND's actions and hold the government accountable for any violations of democratic principles. In addition to political concerns, Changala highlights the symbolic importance of PF in Zambia's political narrative. The party, founded in 2001, played a pivotal role in shaping national discourse, particularly under the leadership of Michael Sata and later Edgar Lungu. Its legacy, though contested, includes significant infrastructure development and social programs that resonated with many Zambians. Erasing PF from the political map, Changala argues, would not only silence a segment of the population, but also erase a chapter of Zambia's democratic journey. He urges Zambians to recognize the value of political diversity and resist efforts to homogenize political expression. The activist's statement also touches on the psychological impact of political suppression. He notes that the deliberate weakening of opposition parties fosters a climate of fear and resignation, discouraging civic engagement and political participation. This, in turn, undermines the vibrancy of democracy, which thrives on debate, competition, and accountability. Changala calls for renewed activism and public discourse to defend Zambia's democratic gains and prevent the normalization of authoritarian practices. From a strategic perspective, the dismantling of PF could backfire on the UPND by galvanizing opposition unity and triggering international scrutiny. Changala suggests that attempts to monopolize power often lead to political instability and resistance as citizens seek alternative avenues to express dissent. He warns that Zambia's reputation as a stable democracy is at stake and that the international community may reconsider its partnerships if democratic backsliding continues. The activist urges the UPND to embrace inclusive governance and respect the role of opposition parties in shaping policy and representing diverse interests. In terms of media coverage, Changala criticizes the state broadcaster ZNBC for allegedly promoting government narratives while sidelining opposition voices. He argues that media bias contributes to the erosion of democratic discourse and calls for reforms to ensure balanced reporting. The activist emphasizes the need for independent journalism that holds power to account and amplifies marginalized perspectives. He also encourages digital media platforms to play a more active role in documenting political developments and fostering public debate. Changala's statement serves as a rallying cry for defenders of democracy in Zambia. It underscores the urgency of protecting political pluralism and resisting authoritarian tendencies. His analysis offers a comprehensive critique of the UPND's governance strategy and its implications for Zambia's democratic future. By framing the destruction of PF as a threat to democracy itself, Changala elevates the conversation beyond partisan politics and invites a broader reflection on the values that underpin Zambia's political system. In conclusion, the activist's remarks highlight the interconnectedness of party politics, institutional integrity, media freedom, and civic engagement in sustaining democracy. His warning is not merely about the fate of PF, but about the trajectory of Zambia's governance. As the country prepares for future elections, the choices made today will shape the democratic landscape for generations to come. Changala's voice adds to a growing chorus of concern and serves as a reminder that democracy is not self-sustaining. It requires vigilance, participation, and a commitment to pluralism.